Leave it to tone-deaf actors in Hollywood to make me not want to see a movie that I already had no intention of watching. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I want everyone to be honest. From the moment a Barbie movie was announced for a 2023 release, we knew that somehow, some way, the people involved would take the movie in this direction.
You're pathetically predictable.
It's a compulsion at this point. I'm sure they couldn't even help themselves. This is Barbie's first movie, and we can't just have fun with it. We have to make it a statement about gender roles. Because let's be honest, that's exactly what anyone who is going to see the Barbie movie on opening night is going to be looking for.
Message!
Let me be very clear about this. Messages have always been a part of movies, we know that. But we all know that it's not about the message, but how that message is now being delivered in modern movies that's the problem. Imagine for a second if Stanley Kubrick came out prior to The Shining and said that my movie is about the genocide of Native Americans and nothing more. That would certainly make The Shining and the conversation around The Shining a lot less interesting. Do you think that there would still be the same amount of theories and in-depth analysis being written and stated about The Shining for 40 years after its release if Stanley Kubrick decided to present it to us in that way?
Absolutely not.
Kubrick left the film open for interpretation, and cinephiles like myself have been running with it ever since. And to me, that's the sign of a brilliant movie, of a memorable movie. It forces people to think a little bit, and it inspires conversation naturally. It doesn't force that conversation on the audience. Modern Hollywood is absolutely clueless as to how to deliver a message in a nuanced and subtle way.
Why are you the way that you are?
No, they have to come right out and say it. We know that everyone who's going to watch this movie is a dipshit. So just in case you peons don't get it, this is what our movie is about. Idiot. You see, they have no faith in their audience to come to these conclusions on their own. So in effect, nothing in modern movies is left open to interpretation. There's also the small matter of injecting these messages into places where they don't really belong.
Stop it!
Now, I understand that translating a toy into the medium of cinema, you're going to have to come up with a story, otherwise what's the point of even making the movie? But I'm going to go out on a limb and say a movie like Barbie should probably be fun first and foremost. And in this day and age where people are steadily growing tired of overt and heavy-handed messaging in their movies, maybe it would be a better option just to keep things like this to yourself.
Shut up. Get out.
But once again, like I said, they can't help themselves. They have to make their doll movie morally superior to everything else that's coming out right now. Because those cultural brownie points on Twitter are more important to them than showing audiences a good time. It's just so forced and frankly lazy at this point, and absolutely no one asked for this. So Kate McKinnon and Margot Robbie did an interview to, I guess, promote this movie, even though they're going about promoting it in the most questionable way possible.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Margot said of the Barbie script, I thought exactly like, this is genius, and they're never going to let us make it. Yes, because Hollywood is all about shutting down female-led movies right now. She continued, it's not just that the movie is unexpected. I think it's like Greta kind of pushes it in directions that I didn't think they would let us go in. And I think a big part of that was acknowledging the things that people find problematic about Barbie, as well as things that people love about Barbie. I think I speak for a lot of sane people who might be watching this video right now when I ask this question. Who are these nutjobs who are looking for problematic things about a doll? I mean, does the fact that she dresses in pink all the time trigger you? What is it exactly? Maybe you just have too much time on your hands and you're overthinking things a little bit. But hey, that's just a theory.
That makes sense.
To be clear, I have no issue with them taking this story in unexpected directions. I think that's a good thing. But when you insinuate that you're addressing things about the character that people in 2023 find problematic, to me that's when red flags start going up everywhere. You are showing me and everyone else who is paying attention that you had an ulterior motive when making this movie, and that it's really not about honoring who Barbie is and has always been.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
After mentioning how Ken is nothing more than an accessory with no real story, which is a nice touch to this conversation, by the way, Kate McKinnon chimed in and revealed the script is, quote, about how, like, gender roles deny people half their humanity, and how, like, we need to just, like, be ourselves, and it's, like, a very powerful message. So are we, like, denying Ken's humanity by, like, calling him an accessory? Or does that, like, not count? I'm asking for a friend.
Nobody likes a smartass, alright?
I have no doubt in my mind that little girls for generations have subconsciously assigned gender roles to their dolls while playing with them. But I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that's not necessarily a bad thing. And to be clear, even if you desperately wanted this to be the powerful message of your movie, where you're going to flip all these gender roles on their head, wouldn't it be a lot more effective if you allowed audiences to come to that conclusion on their own?
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Again, it's not about delivering the message the right way. It's about standing on the rooftops and screaming to everybody, hey, look what we're doing. It all comes off as very disingenuous to me. I'm just tired of this conversation, frankly, and every time that something like this happens, prior to a movie being released, it makes me look at that movie as more of a parody than anything.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie?
So now instead of some people, not me, enjoying your movie and just having a good time with it, they're going to be looking for this not-so-hidden message instead. And is that really the experience that you want your audience to have? Apparently so I guess I should say congratulations, you got the attention that you were craving.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
When it comes right down to it, and I can't say this enough, people just want to be entertained. They want to go to the movies and they want to escape. They don't want you to bring your 2023 problems, which aren't really problems, into the movie theater. At this point, studios should be putting a gag order on actors, actresses, and even the crew who don't know when to shut up. Because honestly, the more people do this moving forward, the more it's going to hurt the success of these movies at the box office. Oh my god, incel, did you really just go on a several-minute rant about the Barbie movie? Could you be any more of a cliche? Maybe it's time for you to go outside and touch some grass. Be honest, you just hate women and you don't want to see them in a more dominant position in film. For me personally, I'll be there opening weekend so I can watch these queens slay. In the words of Queen Brie, this movie wasn't made for you. And I don't need to hear what didn't work for you about the Barbie movie. Man, baby.
Y'all be cool. Right on.